If this video appears in anybody's feed, then a bit of a spoiler here. I'm not about to eat a massive bowl of instant noodles, but what I am about to do is reveal potentially action figure of the year 2024. If this figure isn't on anybody's list for 2024's top 10 best action figures, then I don't know what to say. Basically what this is, what we're looking at here is a Revoltech Curryman, or Revoltech Meshi-Kun, which basically means mealman. Meshi-Kun mealman. So this is from Amazing Zamaguchi, and this is their Curryman action figure. Okay, this is a massive box. Look at the size of this box. It's such a novelty, this box. First of all, I'm going to start this review with a size comparison, just to show you how big this box actually is. So here's a size comparison with some instant noodles. So you can see, looking at that, just how big this box actually is. Okay, now we're going to open the box up and have a look at the figure itself. And there he is, Revoltech Meshi-Kun Curryman. Now, I didn't know what to expect unboxing this figure, but first impressions, this figure is fantastic. Now, he feels like absolute quality. He's got some weight to him. So although he doesn't look like much, he does have some decent weight to him. And all of his joints and everything just feels solid. So he's not loose. He really holds a pose. And the design of him, although he's very simple, he comes across very simple. There's just something about him which, I don't know, he's just tremendous. I love things like this. I feel with figures like this, when you're collecting action figures, sometimes you can get into a rut. Sometimes you can run into a pattern where you're buying, you know, say a line of figures, and sometimes it can become a little bit mundane. But I feel like buying something like this and adding this into your collection, or even just playing around with something like this, it brings that fun back to collecting. It's a little bit, you know, it's a little bit of an oddball figure, but to buy something like this and put this into your collection, he looks fantastic on a shelf. He'll fit in with any action figure display, and he's just really fun to play with. He's really fun to mess about with. What I'll do, I'll leave him there, and I'll get all of the accessories that he comes with, and I'll lay them out. He doesn't come with a lot, but he does come with a few extra accessories. So we'll have a look at those now. So here's the accessories that you get with this figure. You get a couple of additional hands, you get a noodle pot, you get some stickers here to put on the noodle pot, and you also get an action figure stand. You do get a little spoon with him, like a mini spoon that he can hold in this hand. But as I've been unboxing him and getting everything out, I've dropped the spoon. So I'm hoping that shows up before the end of this review. That's the thing with these, the parts are so small, if you drop them, there's a good chance that I'm not getting that back. But we'll see. Hopefully it shows back up. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. I am planning on getting a few of these. I'm having a lot of fun with this figure. I'm planning on army building some curry men. I'll have a shelf of curry men. So I'll have no shortage of spoons if that's what I decide to do. Get an army of curry men. But yeah, I've dropped the spoon accessory, but you do get one of those with them. Okay. Here's his little pot of noodles. So you get the pot itself, and inside you also get an additional bit, which that'll be your noodles, and that'll just sit inside of there. Obviously it will look a lot better when you get the stickers on there, and it'll replicate the instant noodles pot. Right then, posability. So this is a Revoltech figure. It's from the company Amazing Yamaguchi, and they are known for their posability. They're known for their joints and how reliable their joints are. So let's see what he can do. So first of all, he's got these extra little shoulder pieces here. Now they cover the ball joint that's in there, so that adds to the look of the figure. You can see them under there. Double ball joint under there, so we're going to get full range of motion out of the shoulders. Single jointed elbows, but I feel that you get a decent range of motion. He's got a bit of an ab crunch there, but you're not going to get much. His joints aren't loose, but they are very smooth to move, so there's no tightness here, there's nothing that's getting in the way. When you're moving him about, you don't feel like he's going to break. As I explained before, he's got some weight to him. It's funny. To look at him, you would think he would just be a hollow shell, which essentially he is, but the plastic that they've used is really thick. It's real quality. And I often find that when you get these imports, that's what you're getting. The plastic feels different. You know, I've had NECA action figures, and I've had the likes of, you know, your Jada Toys, that type of thing. The plastic feels different than what it would on something like this, and what it does on like an SHF or a Mayfix or a Figma. And now you've got amazing Zamaguchi, which I'm getting into. The plastic feels a lot different, and in my opinion, these feel premium. They do cost a lot more money. You'll often spend a lot more money on an import figure. But I feel like the quality that you're getting, the plastics that they use, the sculpts, the paintwork, I feel that they are so much better than what you're getting with the likes of your NECA action figures. Now, again, that's personal opinion, but that's just my opinion. That's how I feel. I feel that I'm getting better quality with import figures than what I was getting with the likes of Super 7. Horrendous quality control I had with Super 7 figures. Very few and far between do I have a quality issue with an import figure, and if I do, it's very minor. There's no paint issues with this one. There's no issues with his joints. He's just a fantastic figure. And this is what you get when he's holding his instant pot of noodles. And that is his spoon holding hand, but unfortunately that spoon hasn't shown back up yet. But you get the idea. And there he has some karate chop hands. Don't underestimate this curry. He packs a serious punch. If we do some size comparisons with him, I don't know who you would be standing next to him on a shelf. I think he stands well with any collection. But if I get a few down, and we'll have a look at him next to a few that you might have him stood next to. So first of all, this is the SH Figure Arts Blanca. He's a bit of a chunky figure to stand him next to. You can see the Curry Man, he's not a small figure. Stood next to Blanca, if you've got this Blanca action figure, you know how bulky this Blanca is. And there she is next to the brand new Aerith from Bring Arts. And just another fun, amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech action figure. I love these novelty figures. I mean, the sculpt on them is just brilliant. So my final thoughts with this Revoltech Curryman Meshi-Kun. He really is a fantastic figure. I didn't know what to expect when I bought him. As soon as his pre-order went up, he was an instant buy. I love figures like this. I love standing figures like this on my shelf. It just makes me happy when I get things like this. It's very not expected. As I was explaining before, you can collect lines of figures, or you can get into a pattern where it just becomes normal to just buy a series of figures, and it just becomes, I don't know, it just things like this just add a little bit of variety to your shelf. I think that's what I'm trying to say with this. I also look at things like this and I think of the possibilities. I mean, if Revoltech are making figures like this, and in my opinion they are this good, I can only imagine what would happen if they released things like the Tiger from Kellogg's Frosties, or even better, if they released the Pepperami Man. Things like that, I find them funny, and they just add a smile to my face when I see things like this on the shelf. And when I see things like this go up for pre-order, I often do buy, strange things like this. This one certainly hasn't disappointed. If you are thinking about getting him, then I would definitely get a hold of him. I am going to buy a few more of these. It's funny to think about an army build of currymen, but I think that's something that I will end up doing. That spoon still hasn't shown up, so I am going to have to search for the spoon accessory that he came with. But yeah, my final thoughts on this one. Brilliant figure. I'm over the moon that I picked him up. Yeah, try and get your hands on this one. He's so much fun. Really good. Just before I close off this review, I just thought I would jump back on with this update. I found the spoon. So, here he is with his spoon and his instant pot of noodles. And if that doesn't put a smile on your face, then you're a tough crowd to please. Thanks again for watching. I do appreciate everybody that watches these.